What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? With my peeps. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Cross watcher. Little bit of Taurus, a lot of Taurus in your chart. This may resonate with you. But I can guarantee you can get something out of it. Don't try to fit. Don't try to fit it. Try to make it fit, rather. Fit it in where get in means take what belongs and what resonates with you, your life, your circumstances. And anything else, just let it ride. Okay. So, like I said, fit it in where it get in. Now, not pulling today because I really don't have time to do a reading, so I'm going to do a message. This is a message that's going to piggyback off of yesterday's message, but not quite. I understand and understand based off of the revelation that this still may take up a lot of time, whether I pull cards or not, but I'm okay with that because it will be the divine's discretion, because he know, and I'm saying he because it's easier for me to say he knows that my time, my limits, what I need, what I can do and what I can't do. So speaking through me, if it takes me the same amount of time that it would take me to do a reading, so be it. But right now, as I know and as it stands, I don't have the time to do a reading, so I'm going to do a message so I can stay true to my commitment to you, this channel. So with that being said, I don't even have time for my intro, but I will say I always have time to say thank you. I always have time to say I'm honored, welcome. I always got time to say my name is Trinity and welcome to my channel. And I always got time to say shine it, shine it, shine it bright till everything is all right. All about the healing. Look at here. So with that being said, to piggyback off of yesterday's message, and thank you for each and every one of you who commented and let me know that you received it, you understand it, you understand it, and understood what was said. But we were talking about yesterday looking at your enemies, reflecting back at your enemies and feeling some type of way about them being able to live their life after all the HELL that they placed on you, did to you, sent to you, projected to you, hated on you, lied on you, cheated on you, gossip about you, slandered your name, neglected you, ghosted you, all those things, right? Cause trauma, cause struggle, cause depression, cause mental illness, mental anguish, mental confusion that took some time, a lot of time for you to get to where you are today. And so I get it, right? We human. We're not perfect, and God do not expect for us to be perfect. That's impossible. He didn't make us to be perfect. So yeah, it's okay, and God already know you gonna feel some type of way. But God has to teach us. See, God has to teach us, even though we're human and living a human experience. God has to teach us how to manage our emotions and manage our feelings and manage them in a way that they don't take control over our lives, that we take control over them. We reel them in. They don't reel us. They don't rule us. They don't take over our life. They don't take over our body. They don't take over our mind. We take control over our feelings, our emotions, and our mindset. Dealing with that, we do. See? And so that has to be taught. Because we're human. We're not perfect. He didn't make us to be perfect. And he knows that. And again, I'm saying he because it's easier for me to say he. God don't have no gender. He's both. He's everything. He's an everything God. So he don't have a gender, but it makes it easier for me to stay on track with what I'm saying. So, with that being said, and the understanding and the understanding and the overstand of that, where do forgiveness comes in? Now, this is a touchy subject. See, because people, places, and things want to say that forgiveness, if we forgive, then that's in error, because when we forgive, we are giving those people that's the go ahead. We're saying we all right. We're saying that we in alignment with what they did to us. But how? If what I taught yesterday was for you to stop looking and wishing and hoping and waiting for them to get their karma, that their karma can come way down the line till God see fit. This is the perfect opportunity, the perfect time, the perfect alignment for this soul to get everything that they deserve for all of the things they did to so and so, to collective. They will receive everything. They will receive it full force, 10-time fold in this lifetime. No matter what. You know how I know? Because if you think about it, most of you on this channel have been through HELL, and you ain't done nothing. The same thing I said yesterday, but I want to add on to it. You ain't done nothing to nobody in this lifetime. I mean, you're not perfect. You know what I'm saying? But the things that you may have done to people in this lifetime, it does not equate to all the things that people have done and still doing to you as it stands. It doesn't. And that is part of your mental anguish, your mind, your mental, because you can't figure it out. What have I done to somebody? What have I done to be able to have to go through what I'm going through? Not no one time, not no two times, continuously. Have to continuously be targeted, continuously being attacked. And all I do is go to work. All I do is mind my business. All I do is pray, fast. All I do is shine my light. All I do is try to do what God told me to do. But bam, 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 bam. Struggle, struggle, hardship. Struggle, struggle, hardship, betrayal. Stab in the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 11, 12, 15. In the back. Over and over and over again. For some of you. Not all of you, but some of you. Right? The reason why I know is because, and you should know, is because you're going through it right now. You can't explain it. You don't know why. You thought it was a personal attack from God. You thought that God was putting all this on you. No, it's karma. Karma from another lifetime, another time, where you were not who you are today. When you was low down, dirty, trickster. When you was gossiping, cheating, hurting, neglected, ghosting. When you was in that mindset. When you had that type of energy. When you was that type of person. Back then in the past. It caught up to you to this timeline here. Where you looking around like, God, why me? What is going on? And God is saying, just get through it. Where's your faith? I'm protecting you, but you must go through. You must reap what you have sown, right? It ain't about God, it's about you. It's about you burning and taking responsibility, your soul taking responsibility, because you don't know what you did back then. Your soul is taking responsibility and righting a wrong by burning that karma. It's the same thing for forgiveness. Forgiveness is the same thing. When you forgive, you're forgiving not the act. When you forgive, you are allowing God to take the reins. You are allowing God to make this right for this person to have to burn off what they did to you. But when you don't forgive, see, I didn't know people took issue with forgiveness, because it's, to me, if you for real and you honest with yourself, if you really be honest with yourself and you're not bitter and you have truly released what that person did, and you truly released that person and unbothered about them and what they do and who they with and what kind of life they living based off what they did to you. Forgiveness, you would get what I'm trying to say. But when you're still bitter and you're still looking and you're still wanting and you still projecting that intention off to another individual based off what they did to you, you'll never be able to forgive for that. You'll make up excuses. Well, I shouldn't have to forgive, and I don't forgive because I'm not. Those are excuses. See, because when you take your hands off what, who, how they get what's due to them. When you take your hands off and you allow God, because you said you follow God. You said you believe in God. You said you have faith in God. So if you have faith in God and what God has said to you about your circumstances, about who you are, then it shouldn't be no thing. It shouldn't be no thing, because you know God gonna take care of that. What do you think your power is for? Why do you think God allowed you to have the power and the authority you are over these people? Why? Just to give it to you? No, ma'am, no, sir. You have power and authority over these people because God trusts you just like you're supposed to trust God. And if for any reason, see, with that power and authority that you have, that God has given you, you can destroy these people because you're more powerful than them in the first place. But that's not what God gave you that power for. God didn't give you the power to destroy. God gave you the power to withstand, to have strength, to overcome, to have strength and authority over your life, over your strength, over your purpose, over your abilities, your gifts. It's according to God and God alone. God gave it to you. So who are you to say that you're not going to forgive? When you say you're not going to forgive, then you're not giving God his just due. You his child. Somebody had done something to your child, you take care of it. And with the power and authority that God has given you over these people, that's what that's about. The balance, the alignment, the balance things out. You're more powerful than them. You're more powerful than them. You have more of a ranking than them. So you're able to withstand and take more than them. Not saying at all. Not saying at all that they don't deserve what's coming to them. They do. But that ain't your fight. So now I'm talking about forgiveness, but I went through that whole spiel so you can see that it's the same thing. It's the same thing. The things that you're going through now is karma that you already went through. So some of you is going through this thing in life now because you would not forgive. You wouldn't let go. You wouldn't release. So until you learn how to forgive and let go, you keep meeting these treacherous people. You keep meeting these people that keep betraying you because you need to learn that ain't your fight. When you say you have faith and God is going to take care of it, God is going to take care of it. Because really, truth, and to be honest, with all the power and authority that you have, that you can use that to actually take care of it yourself. But God won't allow it. Because God knows that once you step over that line, it's a done deal for you. All the stuff you had worked for, all that you have obtained in this lifetime, because of one person, because you couldn't get over and let go. I didn't say to forget. I said let it go. Forgetting is a whole nother situation than letting go. You remember, but you remember in the aspect that God is going to take care of it. That means when God is going to take care of it, that means that I don't got to keep looking. I don't have to keep trying to search out. I can forgive this person, release this person, and I can move on with my life, finding my life fulfillment. my happiness. In spite of them, because they're not going to stop. But it don't matter if they don't stop. You are more powerful than them. You got it like that. God got you like that for a reason. You are on a throne, high and lifted up, because God placed you there. Why in the world would you have to be worried or concerned or even looking for? Why do your heart have to churn because of what somebody did to you? Because where you sitting at, they nowhere near you. And where you sitting at, you have the power, you have the authority, and you have the go-ahead to be whatever you want to be, manifest whatever you want, plan it out, work it out. They still there, but they don't outrank you. Yes, it's inconvenient. Yes, they like pests. They like flies coming swarming around. You squatting and hitting, trying to get rid of them. But that's all it is. That's all it is. Inconvenience. Pest. But when it come down to it, if you get your fly swatter and bam, all that mess that they sending and projecting, it's gone. That's how powerful you are. Not to use your power against them physically, spiritually. You allow God to do it. Hold on, distract. Right. So, when you are higher and have the power and authority that you have, God don't place you in the mindset to place you in that mindset where you take matters in your own hands. That's them. That's their mindset. You take the high road. It's a knowing. It's a knowance. It's inconvenience. It's frustrating that these people are. But you can't touch them. You got to allow God to do it. Because if you do it with the power and authority and the ranking that you have, you would destroy them. And then you will be just like them. Then karma will have to take its effect upon your life. All the stuff that they doing, they have to pay. You have to have faith in that. You say you believe God, you have faith. That shouldn't be hard for you. See, people who say all day long, but yet they don't have it. They don't have faith that God can take care of these people. So what? They still in the land of the living. That's not your fight. So what? They married and they have a family and they have a partner. They in love and they got kids and so what? So what? You believe God gonna take care of them. It's not your fight. You have to, your thing that you got to do, you got to forgive, release, and let go. That's your thing that you got to do. So you See, because remember, let's go back. Remember, the things that you're going through right now, you did this to somebody else in another timeline, so you're reaping what you have sown. That's why God won't allow for you to take matters in your own hands. Because you are learning your lessons. You're burning karma. And so now it's time to turn all of this mess around so you can be prosperous, so you can be fulfilled, so you can go on with your life. Because life is about living, lessons, learning, not suffering. But we have to suffer to be able to learn what it is that we need to learn, because we have known it is through suffering that we learn. Because when we happy and fulfilled, we're not learning nothing. We don't learn then. We don't have the focus. The focus is, on whatever that is. But when you're suffering, your focus is on that particular thing. Learning the lesson behind why. Learning the lesson on how to get through. Learning the lesson on how to be resilient. Learning the lesson on how to be strong. Learning the lesson on how strong you are. How strong you truly are. The truth, the honest truth about you. The good, the bad, the ugly about you. That's what life is about. When you've learned and went through your karma, when you learn how to forgive, release, and let go, you're able to move forward. It's the same thing, guys. That's why God won't allow you to take it. Matters in your own hands, because 9 times out of 10 you're burning your own karma from another lifetime. 9 times out of 10 you got to learn forgiveness. 9 times out of 10 you got to get that bitterness and the hateful out of your soul, and align with the love that the Most High God is radiant for. Not saying perfect, not saying that you're not human and you have human emotions. We already said that, established that. But learning to love in spite of. Love is in place because love elevates. Love makes you whole. Hate breaks you down. Hate puts you down in a lower vibration. Unforgiveness breaks you down. It places the blame on another individual when it's 2 people involved. 9 times out of 10, unless it's something that was done as a child. And even then, if those things were done to you as a child, you're reaping still. That's what people don't get. And they say, well, how do God make these bad things happen to children? It's not that. Everybody still have to reap what they have sown. And bad things happen to good people because of things that they did that they unaware of. And I'm not saying, I'm neutral. I'm the messenger. I'm just breaking it down so you can understand and overstand how this all works. No matter what, no matter who, whatever you done to somebody else, it's going to get done to you. Whether you a child, whether you are a teenager, whether you're an adult, whether you are a senior, whatever you have done and you have sown, you shall reap. That means even if you don't know or you don't remember with your mindset, but your soul knows all. When you are able to be true and honest to yourself, and when you start to see things in perspective, in a perspective of the way I'm speaking to you about it, you're able to take that information, sit with it, get with God with it, and that places you in a better position to be able to let that go, because you are a living testimony. You are a living testimony that what you reap, what you have sown, you shall reap with all the hell that you have been through in this lifetime. You are a living testimony. Those of you who have been in this lifetime, been living right, trying to do right, and all hell been breaking loose in your life since you was a child all the way to where you are now. And you looking around and you trying to figure out, well, what is it? What have I done? Whatever I done, Lord, please forgive me. No, it's what you did that you don't know about, that you don't remember. So I guess you say, well, if I don't remember, then how am I supposed to know? How you know is you got through it. That's how you know. You went through hell, hell. You went through it, through this lifetime. And you don't know why. Because all you tried to do is live your life and live right and do right to people. But people always on you. One way or one thing after another. One reason after another. They on you. And you never could figure out why. Because you baffled, you trying to go through your head, you trying to figure it out. You're not going to figure it out. Your soul knows, but it's not in this lifetime for you to even remember. But you got through it. God didn't allow you to take matters in your own hands. God didn't allow you to regenerate more karma. Because that's what this is about. Learning the lessons. Because when you learn the lessons, you don't create more karma. You sit there, take the mess, trying to figure it out, getting with God. You go through Christianity, you go through all these religions and all these things to try to figure out, to try to you line yourself up so you can fix it, so it can get better, so your life can get better. But it ain't about this life. It's about you learning the lessons. Right? Don't want this to get out. Distraction after distraction. But that's okay. You have to, I don't even know where I was at. You don't remember. but your soul remembers. But because your soul remembers, and because you came in this lifetime to learn a certain thing, you came in this lifetime to learn a certain amount of lessons. You came in this lifetime to right or wrong. You came in this lifetime to learn about forgiveness and letting go. Because you came in this lifetime, God allowed things to happen to you because God is trying to get you to grow. Grow out of immaturity to grow into maturity, to become a better version of yourself. You had to go through what you went through so you can grow, so you can become that better version, and so you can be able to burn clear and get through the mutter, the confusion, the low, the dirt, to be able to come through all of that and be able to have a clean new beginning. Because that's what that new beginning is. If you are watching the videos, the last video I gave where I did a reading, it had new beginnings. It's time for your new beginning. You've burned the karma. You've learned the lesson. You've went through so much to get to where you are now. And so now it's time for that new beginning, and all hell breaking loose. All these people, places, and things that's been in the way, delay, all them people, hating and projection, is bouncing off of you. You've already learned that lesson. Not to let them affect you. You're unbothered. All the people that's trying to trick you, you already learned that lesson. You're not to be tricked. You're not to be mocked. You don't care. All the people that's gossiping and slandering your name, that's talking, you learned that lesson. You don't care. You know who you are. Let them talk. Talking, what do talking do? When you know who you are, you standing in your truth, your power, and you sitting on your throne for all to see. So what talking gonna do? Nothing. You've learned that lesson, so that don't bother you. See, you would never be where you are right now if God didn't position you to come back in this lifetime to learn those lessons and make you sit and go through these things that you had to go through. You would never have grown to maturity where you are right now, where you are eligible and entitled to sit on this throne for nobody to be able to knock you off. See, they wish, they hope, they cry, they do all, they have these temper tantrums, all these things, because you're sitting on that throne. The Six of Wands, baby. On that throne for all to see. And they have tried everything to shut you up. They have tried everything to hide you. They tried everything to make you look insignificant. They tried everything to ruin. But God. But God. The God that's within you will never be dimmed, no matter what No matter how much darkness, no matter how much dirt they throw, no matter how they try to hide and clutter and put you in mutter and clay, you will always come out shining bright because you've been tried, tested, and you've been proven worthy to sit on the throne. You've been placed in queen and king status, never to be knocked off the throne. Because the people that's trying to knock you off, the people that's trying to delay you and trying to hurt you and trying to steal your place and trying to walk in your shoes that they can't fit. These people, they never have been through what you've been through. And they may have went through pain and suffering, but they stopped. That's the difference. You went through hell, but you didn't stop. You didn't give up. They gave up. They gave up the fight. They gave up the faith in God. They gave up the belief in God, but you didn't. You kept going. You kept growing. You filtered through everything that was thrown towards you. You have defeated every competition. You have defeated, and there is nothing and no one that can compare to you, humanized. No human. Because you have been placed in a particular authority and a particular ranking based off of all the things that you've been through. So, for those of you that sit around and think about, oh, woe is me, I don't know why I gotta keep going through, this, God, why is this? You got to understand and overstand, baby. You may have to go through some things, but baby, you would never be the same. That's where the comparison comes in. Who is able to withstand? Who is able to withstand and still believe God? Who's able to withstand and still have faith? Who's able to withstand and still get through it? No matter what, and still be sane, in their right mind, heart still full of love. You can't get through. You cannot sit there and say that all the things that you've been through, that you're the same. You've learned something. You've become more stronger. You're nothing to be played with, because with everything you've been through, you've gained a ranking. You outrank them. You're more powerful than them because of what you've been through. Even though they the ones who projected and put you, they never thought you would. They never thought that all the stuff that they sent, all the stuff that they threw at you, they never thought that you would get through it, and you did it. So by you getting through it, they now know that you're nothing to be played with, because you did something that they could never ever be able to do. They can dish it out, but they can never take it. If the thing was given to them, all the stuff that they gave to you, they would not be able to make it. That is what you have to understand. You didn't go through this just to go through it. You went through it to learn. You went through it for strength. You went through it for determination. You went through it to become that queen, that king that sits on the throne that God placed you on, because you're now mature enough to be able to wring from it. You're not going to use your power and abuse it on trying to get at somebody that did something to you. No, 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 no. You're to utilize your power to elevate, to teach, to enlighten your tribe. People who love you, respect you, honor you, who see your value. You take what you have and you give it and you feed it to them, so they can in turn take it, rise, and give it to their tribe. Nothing ever is in vain. Nothing ever that you do, who you are, been through, is in vain. Nothing. Everything is utilized for your good. The tears, the betrayal, the gossip, the slander, the stealing, the hating, the evil eye, God always turned it around. Learn the lesson for your good. Let these people go. Let these people go. You got a new beginning. Forgive. Don't forget. Forgive. And let God handle these people. Because God has shown you just how hard, just how down, just how hurtful it could be. Because you went through it. You're going through it. So now you know that if God can place you through it, why wouldn't God place them through it? And that is 10 times fold because of who you have become, and the warnings, and the knowledge, the acknowledgement of who you are that God gave them, and they continue to keep throwing. It's even more harder it's going to be even more harder for them. So, yesterday message, we adding on. We're going to add on forgiveness. Let these people go. Stop looking at these people. Stop worrying about the karma and forgive these people. Forgive these people so you can move on and focus your total eye on your future, on you, your happiness, and your fulfillment. That ain't your fight, but your life is your fight. You only got one to live. And it's to live it more abundantly. You have caught all the H-E-L-L. Now it's time to live. But most of us don't know how to live because we ain't been through H-E-L-L. But now it's time to learn What does that mean to have a fulfilling life? What does that mean to you to be prosperous and successful and fulfilled in this lifetime? In order for you to do that, you can't look at nobody else but you. You can't worry about nobody else but you. So with that being said, I'm going to leave it right there. Again, we got one more day for those of you that want to donate. I'm going to put it in the description box. For I'm a band alumni. We're helping the kids here with scholarships and, instruments and stuff like that. We're trying to revive the music department in the area, Detroit area, the music departments. That's where I grew up. So if you want to donate, you want to be a part, and those of you that have already donated, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate it. For those of you that want to donate, please go to the description box and copy and paste and put it in your search bar. It should pull up, and just buy a bag of popcorn, just to, to donate and to help me make a difference to the children. Okay, because the music programs, they are not existent anymore. They're not like they were when I was going to school. It was music, band, concert band, marching band, and it kept the kids focused. It kept us focused. It kept us off the streets. We had to practice all the time. We had band rehearsal. We had all these things going on. We had field trips. We had marching competitions and all this other stuff that kept us focused and off the street. And so we the alumni want to get together, and we want to be an asset to help help kids get back into the music programs. If they don't have an instrument, we want to be able to help, and help them to be able to give them scholarships to be able to pay for instruments, to be able to help the band directors be able to get uniforms and stuff like that. So if you're interested, please donate. With that being said, the next thing, if you want to be considered for a coaching session with me, I'm doing 2 free coaching sessions for 2 individuals. The requirements is for you to comment, share, like the video, go to my What About, subscribe. I'm not doing What About right now, but What About is all the other signs. I'm just focusing right now on this channel because that's what, with my time, with everything I got going on, I just can focus on you, focus on this channel. But you best believe I will be focusing, because everybody needs to get a message. All signs need to get a message. So, but that's going to take more for me right now, and I have to grow into that. But you best believe I will. So, do that. Now, when you comment, I need you to comment more than saying I want to be I want a coaching session. That's not how it's gonna work. No. When you can either email me, and I need to go look at my emails to make sure nobody emailed me. You can either email me if you don't want to put it in the comments, but in order for me to connect to who God wants me to work with, you need to write so I can connect and see if I can help you. What am I helping you with? What is going on? So you can either put it in the comments. You don't have to tell all your business, but put what you can. Put enough where I can connect and understand what you're saying and what's going on. All right. So with that being said, or you could just email me and let it rip, and we'll go from there. So with that being said, I hope you got something out of this, because guys, it's not worth it. Holding on to unforgiveness, it's not worth it. We gotta learn how to let it go. And a lot of people don't believe in letting it go. But why not? What are you holding on to it for? What is it doing for you? All it's doing is making you focus on that individual. And that's not your fight. Your fight is to learn the lesson in this lifetime. To learn your lesson, to learn your lesson, and to go beyond your feelings and your emotions, and learn what it is about it. What's happening to you? What happened to you? What to do with all of that? So you could take all of that. I'm about to go into more. But anyway, you could take all of that you went through and transmute that to something positive, to help somebody else or help your own self to be fulfilled and happy in this lifetime. That's another nugget. I'm going to go. So I'm sending you love. I'm sending you healing. Trinity is